We want to simplify the following, and the first one is root 3 plus I to the power 6. Well, let's think about root 3 plus I. That would be here, where this is root 3 and this is 1. And root 3 squared is 3, 1 squared is 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, square root that. That means that the modulus is 2. And the angle here, it's one of our standard angles. You should know that that is pi by 6. So what we're looking at is 2 cis pi by 6 being to the power 6. So that's going to be 2 to the 6 cis 6 pi by 6. 2 to the 6 is 64. And then we have cis pi. Now remember, pi is over here. So cis pi is just -1, meaning that this becomes -64. Now we have 2 minus 2i to the power 5 over -1 plus I root 3 to the power 4. So let's think about 2 minus 2i to start with. So that would be here. So that's 2 and that's 2. This must be pi by 4. 2 squared plus 2 squared is 8, the square root of 8. And the square root of 8 becomes 2 root 2. So on the top, we have 2 root 2 cis -pi by 4 to the power 5. And let's see what's underneath. So we've got -1 plus I root 3. So -1 I root 3, that would be up here. And so this would be 1, this would be root 3. And just like over here with root 3 and 1, that means that this is going to be 2. And this is a standard angle, so this is pi by 3, meaning that the argument is 2 pi by 3. So what we have is 2 cis 2 pi by 3 to the power 4. Now, let's think about 2 root 2 being to the power 5. Well, that's 2 to the power 5. And then root 2 to the power 5 is root 2 times root 2 times root 2 times root 2 times root 2. And of course, those will pair up to give us extra 2's. So that is 2 to the 7 root 2, or 128 root 2. So on the top, we've got 128 root 2 cis -5 pi by 4. On the bottom, we have got 16 cis 8 pi by 3. Well, 16 goes into 128 8 times, so we're going to have 8 root 2. That's easily seen by thinking about the 2 to the 7 root 2 over 2 to the 4. And then we're going to have cis -5 pi by 4 take away 8 pi by 3. So that is going to be 8 root 2 cis. Now we'd like a common denominator of 12 here for 3 and 4. Multiply the 4 by 3, so that's -15 pi. Multiply this one by 4, so that's -32 pi. So we've got 8 root 2 cis -47 pi by 12. So let's think about where that is. So if we start here, this would be -12 pi by 12, negative 24 pi by 12, negative 36 pi by 12, and all the way around to here would be negative 48 pi by 12, but it doesn't go quite that far. So it's going to be the same as cis pi by 12. Now this final part looks fairly complicated. Now the first thing to note here is that that is a minus in there. So we can't use Demoivre's theorem immediately. What we're going to have to do there is make use of the fact again that the cosine is an even function. And remember what that means is that cos x is equal to the cosine of negative x, and that sine is an odd function, which means that the sine of negative x is the negative of sine x. So I can therefore write this as being the cosine of negative pi by 4, which would clearly be equal to the cosine of pi by 4, but plus I sine negative pi by 4. The fact that this is true has enabled me to change this into a plus in the middle. Now, if we look at the second part of the bracket, the 2 is to the power 3. So we've got an 8 there. And, or should I leave that as a 2 to the 3? Let's leave it as a 2 to the 3. And then the 3 applies to this. So that is cos pi by 3 plus, I could just write it as cis pi by 3. So I'll do that. So I've got cis pi by 3 to the power 3. Then on the bottom, this is a cis because we've got a plus in the middle. So the 4 is going to be squared. So I'll write that as 4 squared for now. And then I have cis 3 pi by 4, which is also squared. So on the top there, I've got cis negative pi by 4 to the power 4 times 2 cubed times cis pi, all divided by 4 squared, which is the same as having 2 to the power 4, they're both 16, times cis 6 pi on 4, or if you like, 3 pi on 2. Remember, it's 2 times 3 pi by 4 there. So cis negative pi by 4 to the power 4 is cis negative pi. But times 2 cubed times cis pi all over 2 to the 4 times cis 3 pi by 2. Okay. Well, cis negative pi and cis pi are the same. They're just over here. And therefore, they are negative 1. So this one and this one give me negative 1 times negative 1. So that is just 2 cubed on top. And on the bottom, we've got 2 to the 4, cis 3 pi by 2. And these will cancel. And we have cis negative 3 pi by 2 divided by 2. And where is negative 3 pi by 2? That's around here. And so that is just I. So what we get is I by 2, or a half I.